Here's my review of Season 7 of Black Mirror. This is the only thing I'm watching other than Daredevil these days. The only thing I'm excited about. So I'm very excited. Today, Black Mirror dropped. I'm going to give all the spoilers because I'm going to just basically respond as I'm watching it. Episode 1, a girl gets an implant in her brain to keep her alive, but you find out that essentially she has to upgrade in order to stay alive. She has to upgrade the membership, and she's also giving ads, well, without knowing it, through the thing in her brain. She's accidentally saying, if you like coffee, why not go with I don't know, Maxwell House. And then she doesn't even realize she said that, and then they say, oh well, if you upgrade, then we can get rid of the advertisements, right? And you have to stay within the zone where our antennas are, because otherwise, if you drive too far away, if you try to travel to another country, the signal gets lost, so you'll die basically. So we want to upgrade you to the plus level, and then you pay more money, and then you can do more things, and there won't be any advertisements spouting out of your mouth. I'm halfway through the episode, and I really like it. I think it's pretty profound. But what I'm afraid of is that it's predictable. What I'm afraid of is that I've already predicted what's going to happen, which is that her husband is going to end up getting the same procedure done on himself. And they're going to say, oh, it's a couples package, or it's the family package. So let's see, okay? I'm going to continue watching it. I'm halfway into the episode, so that's my prediction. Because the couple, the married couple, they've got a lot of issues with money, right? And they can't afford to pay for this platform that essentially keeps her alive. Oh wait, something very clever happened. Okay, because it's been one of his coworkers has been watching throughout this episode, has been watching these videos where people are paid to drink their own piss or pull out one of their teeth. It's essentially a YouTube channel where people are paid to degrade themselves. So the husband, in order to raise money to save his wife, I think he's starting to get into that, which is really cool. So in a way, this is two different concepts within one episode. As the plot thickens, they say they're extending the firmware update, so she has to sleep 12 hours a day. Another prediction I have is that she just ends up being a complete advertisement by the end of the episode. So they're doing an extortion scheme on her, where basically first they say, yeah, this is great. So we could bring you back down to the lower level, but then you'd be sleeping 16 hours a night. So this episode so far is just a wonderful exploration or observation of capitalism. Really, oh yeah. We'll you can pay $100 a month for your child to live. But if you don't pay that $100, that's fine. Your kid can die. Well, now we're raising it to $200. Then the plot thickens even more. It's getting even thicker. They're saying if you upgrade to Rivermind Extended Plus or Ultra Plus or whatever the hell, Lux, I think they call it. I'm not sure what Lux means, Lux. But then you can basically you're like Neo. You can download other abilities like how to play tennis, and then you can start to play tennis. So shit's getting really way out of way off the field, way out of whatever. I'm only halfway through this episode. This might be the best episode of Black Mirror I've ever watched, because it does what a story is supposed to do, which is just take the concept and take it all the way. So the husband continues to degrade himself on some online website so that he can raise money to pay to keep his wife alive. So then the tension builds because he gets fired, so now they got no money. So they go to plead with the service to like, please, I'm just out of a job. Can you just like keep us on the premium plan so my wife can stay alive? And they're like, and then the topic comes up that they want to get pregnant. They want to maybe have a baby one day. And I thought that the service was gonna say, hey, we can offer you a plan for your baby to put a microchip in your baby's brain, your fetus. Or I thought they were gonna say, well, we can install an artificial baby into you for like, extra deal. Because this is all about like capitalism. But instead, she's saying that if you're pregnant, that's even more expensive. And then it goes immediately to 1 year later, which is really cool because it's just like they're not even gonna bother. Like they're gonna go straight to the point of the episode. I like that. Like this show doesn't really waste your time. The other thing that I really like about this show, aside from the fact that I think it's basically, I always describe it as Twilight Zone meets science fiction, is that the episodes they usually don't have a happy ending. And then it ends somewhat anticlimactically. I do like, though, that basically the episode had 3 ideas. The one idea is like selling yourself online to make money. And the idea of the idea of a microchip in your brain that gradually just controls your life, and like if you don't pay a monthly fee, you're gonna die. There's gonna be advertisements that you're gonna be making, and the other idea of capitalism and just how like extorted we all are. So I thought I would juxtapose each episode with a different, something. So I thought, okay, White Mirror. So episode 2 will be with the white mirror as a background. Second episode is called Bête Noire, French, and the translation is Black Beast. So episode 2 seems to be about a chick that can do mind control somehow. She can convince people that they like things, and that's the setup. So I'm getting like Mandela effect vibes, right? Everybody starts remembering things wrong. Blonde chick is obviously the antagonist, and the protagonist is noticing that everybody is starting to have, what do you call it? Fake facts. And even like words that she used to know how to spell are now not spelled the same way when she even Googles them. So even Google is in on it. And then they even mention the Mandela effect. So I'm halfway through the episode, and basically it's, the main character, the chick, she's just like, everybody else is misremembering everything that, everybody's telling her, no, it's not spelled with an E, it's spelled with an I. And she's like, no, but it's always been, so she's realizing this. And we're, halfway through the episode, we're going through the period where she thinks maybe she's going crazy, like, and that's true, like, if I was to go through that, where everybody starts telling me that it's Donald McRonald, not Ronald McDonald, I start to think, wait a second. And you're all telling me that it's Donald McRonald, and even your parents are telling you that? It's kind of a cool premise. Yeah, so 3/4 through the episode, basically, it's just about the blonde chick, who's like a computer genius from high school, has come to work with a girl who, at her job, and she's apparently brainwashing everybody and like completely like somehow convincing everybody that the protagonist chick is screwed up, and I'm not sure what's going on, but basically I kind of see where this is going, but I don't really know what the punchline is just yet. Episode 2 is all British characters in England. And it's interesting how calling somebody a cunt is just much more frequent in England. Like, it's not a big deal. I worked with somebody who would say, "Oh, she's a bit of a cunt, huh?" And I was like, holy shit, that's way to line. But in his, in England, it's normal to just go, you fucking cunt, don't be a cunt. So it's revealed that the antagonist has some computer that makes you go to different realities. I'm actually going to repeat what she says here. Okay, she has a quantum compiler in her basement, which changes reality. Technically, it doesn't change anything. It just changes our corporal frequency to one of the parallel realities where whatever I said has always been true. Wrap your mind around that one. There's infinite timelines, so I just picked the one where you're the only one who knows what's going on. That's kind of cool, because it is true. If there are infinite universes, then everything's going to be able to happen in any universe. There'll be a universe where a donkey has sex with a toothbrush, and it produces offspring that are monkeys, right? Everything has always happened, always, in every, because there's infinite realities. But the antagonist says the main thing is, I'm doing this to hurt you. You don't need to understand this. And she's trying to hurt her because she did something very, very mean that ruined her life in high school. So be careful what you do to people in high school. I did a lot of bad things in high school, and I regret them to this day. Be very careful what you do to people, or in grade school. And this gets kind of deep. Like, she's like, look, you could use, this super fucking conquer technology you've got. You could remake your whole life so that none of this ever happened. And she's like, yeah, I could. And I stopped it right there because I know she's going to say, it won't change the fact that I'm hurt by what you did. Oh, but there's a twist. So the protagonist kills the antagonist, so I guess she can no longer control the universe. And I'm guessing now she's going to grab the pendant. Basically the universe controlling device, and she's going to recontrol everything. She's going to be the one that controls everything. So that was a really amazing episode. The only loophole is just that, like, let's say you got the power to, like, control the whole universe. You might want to wear a bulletproof vest, and you may want to not, like, tell people that you got this kind of power. Yeah, like, you kind of want to keep it a secret, I guess. These episodes are definitely worth rewatching. I'm going to rewatch all of them so far. I'm only 2 episodes in, so episode 3 is coming up right now. Third episode is called Hotel Reverie, and I basically knew what it meant. It sounds like a French word. I thought it just meant, like, having a good time, but I double-checked by looking it up on, Yahoo, because some app forces me to use Yahoo. Reverie is a state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts, a daydream. Okay. So, based on the intro, the story seems to be about being able to recreate old movies with technology. Like, you can recreate actors, I guess that's the idea. It ends pretty boring. Doesn't really go anywhere. It's probably my least favorite episode of Black Mirror. One of the most interesting things about the episode is it's starring Emma Corrin, who played the villain in Deadpool vs. Wolverine, and I find her highly attractive. And she actually does a good job playing an act, like a 40s black and white actor. Episode 4 is called Plaything. Actual Pokemon characters are basically alive, and they're real. That's what I got so far, and I'm like more than halfway through the episode. Yeah, so it was a pretty bad episode. Basically, it's just about little Nintendo Pokemons taking over the world. Episode 5 is called Eulogy. starring Paul Giamatti, who I really like. So Paul Giamatti's childhood girlfriend, like high school girlfriend, died, and at his age, he's being asked to for her eulogy to provide memories, and so he puts this device on his temple, and based on pictures, he tries to recall the memories, and I'm thinking that he's a suspect in her murder, and that's what's really going on. That's gonna be the twist, because in fact, just now, halfway through the episode, the computer narrator says, "Relax, this isn't a trial," and that makes me think, okay, it is a trial. Okay, so it's essentially just a very sweet, tragic love story, and I liked it very much. I would just say it's not really like a sci-fi Twilight Zone kind of thing, which is what I usually hope for when I watch a Black Mirror episode. But it was a very sweet, touching little story. It just didn't have to be a Black Mirror episode. The last episode is called the USS Callister into Infinity. This appears to be, well, it obviously is a sequel to a previous episode of Black Mirror from an earlier season, starring Jessie Plemens, who played the crazy kid Todd in Breaking Bad. What do I recall about this? It was like a guy who keeps all of the people that he hates trapped in a he clones them and traps them in a video game that he plays where he's got all the power. It was basically Star Trek in space, where this loser in real life gets to be the man when he goes into this, universe, this game that he plays. So I guess the premise is that these are 5 conscious people. I don't know what real people or clone people, whatever the fuck they are. And they're the only ones conscious, like really living, like their lives only exist in this video game. But meanwhile, they've got to play against people in the real world who can die over and over and again. It's like I play Elden Ring. It would be like if you're actually a person in Elden Ring, and but you have to fight against people who really don't care whether they live or die, because they're just playing the game. They're not real people in the game. Okay, so this episode is like the best. It's so much fun. I don't even want to talk about it except to say that, yeah, the first episode was the best, and the last episode is probably one of the best episodes of Black Mirror I've ever seen. However, I would say, though, before you watch the last episode of Season 7 of Black Mirror, you should watch the episode that preceded it. Like, this is a sequel to another episode of Black Mirror. I think it's called, like, the USS McAllister. So, it would be really, really fun to watch those 2 episodes, in a row. So all in all, I would say Season 7 was one of the best seasons of Black Mirror. It's always a mixed bag, right? Like, every season has good episodes and bad episodes. But, no, I really enjoyed especially the first and last episode. What are your thoughts? Put them in the comments. Why not? And like and subscribe and all that bullshit.